What's up, everyone? This is the BumCast. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Bologna, the Southside Bum, and a missing Dougie Freshness. He is stuck working today,
Working
unfortunately.
every day. He's a hard-working man, that Dougie Freshness. Although
Yeah.
his real job interferes with his pretend online job, which is a problem for us.
Hey, and we have to start early bum of the week. All the water mains in Hillside.
Watermans, bums, all of them. We were in a group chat obviously with him, and he said he's like I'm my third water main. I'm not gonna make it, and I was like, it's not even winter time yet. It's gonna be like Lake of the Ozarks when he's working in the winter time because those water mains stink.
Yeah.
Guys, I have I still have like major heartburn from Saturday, dude.
I'm getting old, dude.
That fucking Saturday kicked my ass. Whiskey at Comiskey, Sox Cubs. I am fucking hurting. So it's chugging a lot of water today. Maybe take a Nexium before bed. But fucking A, man. Like,
you know what?
But
you're not the only one that has heartburn. I'm drinking Canada Dry right now because all of a sudden when I got home, my stomach just started I was just so nauseous. I had some Panda Express today, which I haven't had in such a long time. And I think that was the culprit. I had some noodles and orange chicken and did not sit well with me when I got home.
Question: did you do the spicy orange chicken? Because that's new on the menu.
No, it wasn't spicy. It was just a regular orange chicken.
You chicken. You're the chicken. Do the spicy.
Why are you calling me chicken?
I don't think me having White Castle after getting home was the smartest move.
Oh,
usually after the whiskey at Comiskey,
never helps.
We'll do a check on each other on like Sunday morning. How's everyone feeling? And you said I called you early because I actually had a question for you, Jay. And you're like, my tum's not doing good. I'm having tummy issues. Like, yeah, the White Castle's after all of the nonsense at whiskey at Comiskey. It will get you,
dude. I had three drunk shits before 11 a.m. on Sunday morning, man. That's how bad it was. Oof. But okay, so we got some time off in between our final tailgate of the year. But just want to start off by saying thanks to everyone who came out on Saturday, and that probably was like the last. We'll do it one more time, and hopefully people will still show up for the last one. But that was probably like the big bash that we had with for Sox Cubs. So it was great. Like, I was actually worried because I was telling everyone leading up to it that like, okay, we need to be in line by like 2:00. It's gonna be crazy with just the traffic down there. It always is with Cubs fans because they don't get the tailgate. So whenever they get a chance to, they're gonna flood the lot and do it. And I got down there around like 1:45, and there was already a line wrapped around Wells. I was fucking freaking out because you guys were still far away, and surprisingly, like the Sox actually did something smart and opened up the lots like an extra hour early. Open up like it was like old school when you used to go like 4 or 5 hours ahead of a game and tailgate. So as soon as I said like fucking lots are open, you and Joey P were still like 20 minutes away at that point.
Yeah, I text you, or actually I called you because no texting and driving. I called you and I said, hey man, if you got enough cars and you think you could get in, go in without me and I'll just meet you guys there, because it's more important for us to have a good spot than it is for all of us to be together. And so you're like, all right, we're going in. And I was like, oh shit. But I think them letting the people in early made it easier for everyone getting in, because I got in like maybe 15 minutes afterwards, and we're still we were maybe 2 rows behind you, but like in the same general vicinity, and it was nice. I was like, man, why can't they do this more often?
Common sense.
I know they don't want to pay these workers like extra hours than they have to, but like on days like today or opening day, when you have like a big crowd, maybe a couple hours early helps everyone, because it seems like Sam's saying like he had a pretty easy ride in. I'm like, yeah, that's good considering that it was like a busy ass week in Chicago.
Yeah, but we got lucky though, because the entire road that we had was all like other people like Cubs fans, Sox fans who were going to like other tailgates, especially like in the grassy area there on the side lot B. So it was awesome. We had the entire row to ourselves. We spread out, spaced out. It was really good. So yeah. And then this Brian says Marge didn't even stop the car before she was yelling at Jay. Like I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like she had the window down, and before I'm walking up, she's screaming at me already about fucking, why are you getting all crazy? I'm like, because they're fucking letting people in, and none of us are here. So yeah, I was a little worried that we were all going to get separated.
The one thing I liked, and the one thing I've always liked about Marge is obviously she's been a big help with all of these tailgates. Her and Brian show up as early as we ask them to. She talks back. She gives you some sass. And sometimes you might need to get put back into check and stuff like that. So I appreciate Marge, getting a little rowdy. It was good.
Yeah, but I would say like 8 times out of 10, it's unjustified.
8 times out of 10, she's wrong.
Yeah. Yes, I would say that. Because, well, she's like, in all capitals, again, why are you yelling? Why are you yelling? It was around the corner when I got there because they only had, they have like the 2 lines to go into lot B, and then like sometimes they don't open the second line right away. So yes, it was around the corner, and then they actually did something smart and let people in right away. So yeah, so it was good test. So
so is Johnny. Johnny's also the Southside Bum. He doesn't mean Southside Chicago. He means Italia.
Yeah. Romo.
I'm just, every time Marge says she's Sicilian, I'm just going to send her the clip from True Romance with Christopher Walken.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't think that clip gets made if it was 30 years. That movie, that's a great movie. True Romance is very, very good. But so tailgate was awesome.
Yeah, so it was a crosstown, so we did all Chicago foods and everything. So we did Polish, brats, dogs, Italian beefs, and shout out to Chef Brian Reddy. He brought the game today. That and the big ass tub of beef sitting in the jus, like that was some good shit right there, man. I got to sample a little bit of everything, and you got to have them grilled onions, man. So that's what the Blackstone's the Blackstone comes into play for those days with the grilled onions. And making the fresh sense and not be
another bonus of us getting in so early, an hour earlier than normal, was I told you and I told Ruddy, typically we're running around like chickens with our heads cut off, tables, chairs, garbage bags, whiskey, this, that, and the other. A lot of the times I haven't had a chance to eat. Like I'm usually, we don't get to eat. This time, food was ready before anybody got there because we told people 3:15. I was able to get a little sampler platter for myself, and that goes a long way when you're having a responsible amount of Michters and a responsible amount of Modelos.
Yeah, that's why I did the video promo, because I was like, shit, like we're here set up at 2:00 and no one's here yet except for the tailgate crew, and I'm just like, oh fuck, we gotta get the food out and let's start getting ready. So
Johnny Gonzalez made me laugh.
All right, next slide here we got.
Of course. Next one's the big one.
Yeah, so shout out to our friend from Michter's, Raven. She came by, and yes, she is a Cubs fan, but that doesn't care. I don't care about that because she brings the best bourbons, the best whiskeys. So and a couple other tasty things like the mezcal and the amaro. So she was giving away free glasses, like the Glens, and like awesome stuff. Like she definitely had fun time being behind the bar. It's what she does. She travels. She's the regional director for of the Midwest for Michter's. So she does a lot of these things, and happy to call her a friend. She did a great job, and she was happy that there were so many people interested in Michter's.
Yeah, just the selection and the variety available for Saturday was unbelievable. We were able to sample some things that we've had it like last week, but typically you don't get that 2024 Shanks and Bomb burgers. Those aren't readily available at tailgates for people to try. Like you can't even find those at liquor stores.
No, those aren't even out yet, and they're actually just in the warehouse right now. They haven't even been shipped to liquor stores yet. So anyone who tried the Bomb burgers and Shanks, you got the first ever tastings of it. So yeah, shout out to her for bringing all that stuff. That was great time.
I also want to shout out her husband, Josh, because he was a big help too. And he was just a cool guy to hang out with. I think I talked to him for like a solid half hour. So it was cool. He said, like, Raven's a big time Cubs fan. And he's like, I know we're in the South Side. I have no dog in the race. I'm just here to have a good time. And we did. So he was cool.
Yeah. And then Vino came by with some more friendship bracelets. So thank you. Shout out Vino for doing that. Rocking the captain's hat.
Yeah, he looked great. He had, I just said we drank responsibly. He responsibly had 15 pounds of sunscreen on himself because the sun was hot. It was hotter than I thought it was on Saturday. But it was almost like I'm not going to say, no, we're not going to say what it looked like, but he had a lot of sunscreen on.
We finally got a picture of all of us together.
It only took 193 episodes of the BumCast, 2 seasons worth of tailgates and everything else, events, live shows. Finally, we took a group picture together that is all of the bum. I guess Pratt snuck in there, but he is bums in the bleachers, so I guess we have to count him. He's part of the crew. But yeah, we finally got a group picture with. I guess we're only missing Dram Daddy, but he couldn't make it. But yeah, I was happy about this picture. I was like, it finally happened.
Finally happened. What else we got for the slideshow?
We're running out. This is it. It was just a good crew, man. It was deep.
I want to say that the one thing that you didn't have in here, and I'm glad you didn't, mostly because we couldn't get copyrighted, was the dance off of me and Joey P were having in Lot B. But that was getting interrupted by the cutout from the Bluetooth speaker. But the old legs still have a little bit of it where dropping low. And
you know what I'm gonna do? I have that video. I didn't want to put it on this show because we would get DMCA'd because the percolator was so loud. It was like, oh yeah, 10 seconds worth of the percolator for sure. We're gonna get copyright struck. But you guys, Jay, you surprised me. The way you got down there, squat level, I thought for a second you might not get back up, and you just popped right back up there.
I was more worried that I was going to just fall over because I had a couple 2-tree whiskeys and some beers already in the heat. So I was more worried, like, just don't fall over and embarrass yourself. That's all I was hoping for. Like, if I blow an ACL, that's fine. Just don't fall on your ass when you're getting low.
Yeah, you did it. And then Johnny, you've done this 2 whiskey at Comiskey's in a row. You're just flexing the guns for Missy's Twitter.
I mean, everybody seems like they want to pit me out over here, like you with the whole kissing booth. You guys been doing it for years, and now she's part of the fun as well too by telling me to flex and all that. So I'm just some eye candy, I guess.
Flex for light. Flex for likes.
Yes.
All right. One last thing about the tailgate, because this shout out to Tina and shout out to Jared. I'm gonna call them the Malort twins because this happened once in Milwaukee when we did the Milwaukee tailgate with Sox Machine in the 108. A lot of Malort was had enough to where Jared didn't make it into the stadium. He made it into the stadium today or yesterday or Saturday, but they also did some shenanigans beforehand. So this is the video.
I gotta admit, in my 42 years on this planet, it's the first time I've ever seen, cutting the shooter,
a shooter, and then the shotgun. I like that. Rumors have it that Jared's still drinking because Tina smoked that thing, and I think Jared still might be finishing that right now.
Yeah, I actually saw someone post a video that's like it's called like a Chicago snorkel or something like that. There's actually a name for it. Like the handshake is the shot and the pint of old style, but apparently I saw this after the tailgate. I was like, holy shit! Like this is actually a legit thing that they were doing. So yeah, that was pretty cool. We should I wish we had more people. Peter, you said you brought the whole bag. We should have been passing out the Malort more. But Malort, and when you have Michter's there, you kind of don't want to ruin your taste buds with Malort when you have so much delicious Michter's over there.
That's the one thing I didn't want to do. I stayed away from the Old Style and the Malort, not because I didn't want to do it, but because there was so much good whiskey that I'm like, there's no way I'm going to do Malort instead of like a Shanks Bombergers, a Toasted Barrel Rye, which is my favorite whiskey ever. Like, yeah, I'm not messing with the Malort today. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. All right. Before we move on to some Bears talk here, just want to say once again, thanks everyone who came out. Great time. Everyone in the 108 also had a thanks for showing up, partying out there as well. We had a great time, but we do have a announcement, a new show, since their next tailgate's a month away. But we got something before that, and that is a live show at Jack's Place. We are doing a live happy hour plus karaoke night. They are starting up karaoke at Jack's Place on weekends, and this is going to be the kickoff for the fall session of karaoke. So I don't karaoke, but a lot of people do. So hopefully see you guys all out there and sing your lungs out.
Here's my pitch to people that don't karaoke. Even if you don't karaoke, you still happy hour. Jason, you happy hour with the best of them. So if you don't want to sing, come out, have the live show. It's going to be interactive. I have a couple good ideas that we can do, not drinking games wise, but, interactive with the crowd for the Bums Happy Hour. And then if you want to stay and just make fun of the people that do karaoke or cheer them on, there's a lot of good singers on White Sox Twitter. So I'm excited to just see all of that like wrapped into one. There's going to be some funnies. There's going to be some nonsense. There's going to be some good singers. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun time had by all. That I guarantee you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, nobody's forcing anybody to sing or anything like that. We're all just there to have a good time.
And we're not taking ourselves seriously. Like, this isn't one of those, like, Bourbon Street has like karaoke American Idol and like no one's scoring or judging or anything like that. We're just all having fun, drinking a couple 2-3 beers and whiskeys, maybe a couple apple pie shots courtesy of Jack's Place, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into some Bears talk here. First off, I want to say I am rocking our new Bears shirt here. So make sure you pick that up if you haven't already. shysportsbums.bigcartel.com. This is a really cool shirt that we did. Feels, and it's got the little bums patch on there too.
You know what I'm worried about? And now we're gonna workshop this on air. We obviously have the Bums branded Bears like Jason. Mm-hmm. The better they are, I expect them to be better this year. People are going to be confused. Like, why does it say Bums on the sleeve? Because I have a Bums Bears hat for a long time, and whenever I go to Jewel or everywhere else, everyone's like, "Oh, that's funny. Like, they're a bad team, so they're bums." And I'm like, "Well, no. We have a Chicago sports podcast called the Chicago Sports Bums, and I have to explain it to people." But the better they are, the harder it is for us to explain the Bums acronym, if you will.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the Bears here, because I was actually happy that the game was at noon and we actually got to watch the Bears game before we had to pull up to the tailgate. So I think this is probably as good as you could possibly expect out of the Bears. Caleb Williams, 4 for 7, 96 yards, I believe it was, 94 yards. I should have had the exact stats up there. But look, they had 2 offensive possessions, 2 red zone trips. Like, that is a win right there. And on top of that, like, we converted some 3rd and longs. There was a lot to be happy about with that game. We didn't go 3 and out right away. There was all the talk about the Bears looking bad in training camp, playing against the defense and everything. And the defense is pretty good, so it was a little concern, but I think that's been all washed away after watching this game. The 3 incompletes, only one of those was a bad throw to Rome in the back of the end zone.
It was an overthrow, yeah.
Yeah. The other 2 were just right there, and they were drops by Komet and drops by DJ Moore. They weren't bad throws by any mean. So a lot to be happy about, and I want to get your guys' take as far as what did you like about what the Bears did on offense?
It was best case scenario. I titled this podcast "Confidence and Kayla were because it showed us something that we haven't seen in a long time, and it's poise. It's poise from a quarterback. It's not Mitch Trubisky. It's not Justin Fields. It's not like learning on the fly. He showed that like he's comfortable in the pocket. The fact that the first possession could have been a 3 and out. You know, they had the run, and then there was a holding call, and it was 3rd and long. And immediately in my head, I thought, classic Bears offense, especially, you know, first drive. It's going to be 3 and out. And he had that bullet to DJ Moore, and they moved the chains. And then, like, they moved downfield. Like, there's little things that happened where I'm like, whoa, like, this is good. Like, the fact that he's able to move defenders with his eyes. Like, and the fact that he feels sometimes, a lot of the times, both Mitch and Justin Fields, and I don't mean to compare them immediately and all the time, but we're going to have to do this at least for the beginning. They would immediately feel pressure and scramble. And there was one play where Caleb Williams just stepped up into the pocket. And there's a video of like Peyton Manning explaining that like you don't always have to scramble, you know. The easiest way to beat pressure sometimes is just to take 2 steps up. And there was one play where Caleb Williams did that. And I'm like, holy shit, like he gets it. Like it's almost like he understands what it takes to be a good quarterback. So I'm really, really excited. You could throw away the stats and everything else. The one nitpick I will have, it's not Caleb Williams' nitpick. It's Shane Waldron's on that first drive when they were in the red zone.
The 4th and short.
They ran it 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
In the red zone. And I was like, if this really is preseason, this really is practice for everybody, don't you want to give Caleb Williams an opportunity to throw it in the red zone? And that's just like a slight nitpick because like if they would have ran in, they would have got the first down, then nobody cares. But I was like, oh man, I really wish they would have at least thrown it once. And then the last thing was that play to Cole Kmet is everything you want and everything that was advertised about Caleb Williams. The fact that he rolled out and he was so accurate with it, and not a lot of quarterbacks are that accurate when running. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a problem, especially when like if Shane Waldron starts designing these plays up for Caleb Williams. It's awesome, man. I'm like, obviously, you know, we're doing Bears boners, but it's really, really good. The fact that like, you know, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Keenan Allen, there was a play action where the safeties dropped back, and I'm like, you're going to have to respect these players because they're 3 of the best receivers, 1 rookie, but 3 of the best receivers in the league. This is going to be awesome for the running game now because defenses can't stack the box. You're going to have to respect those receivers running verticals, and that's going to make it easier for the running game. That's going to make it easier for Caleb Williams. So it's like a lot of really, really good things, even if it was only 2 possessions.
Yeah, I think I'm ready for the Super Bowl, guys. I mean, they beat they beat the Bills, what, 33-6 or something like that? I mean, let's start bringing a Super Bowl shuffle back. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, I was very impressed for his first couple of drives. It could have went down south with, you know, if it went down 3 and out, but it didn't. You know, you want to talk about nitpicking. Cole Kmet had a nice catch on that first one where, you know, Williams threw it to him, like it was a 20-yard pass, and then he threw an easy one to him and he dropped it. So I'm just like, come on, man. Like all I did was I was just like, I bet Peter's laughing right now because that happened. But no, I'm just kidding. Like I said, I really like what I saw from the offense. I think it's going to be very a dynamic offense. I'm looking forward to what they have in store. Yes, he didn't get a touchdown. That's okay. It's his first preseason game. It's not the end of the world. But yes, you do want to see the improvement. So hopefully, I'm not quite sure how it's going to be for the second game. I'm sorry, for the game against Cincinnati here coming up. If they are going to play a certain amount of time, did they say if they're going to have a certain amount of time that they're going to be playing?
I don't think they officially announced what their preseason.
Cincinnati's not going to play.
Cincinnati's not going to play.
So I don't know if that's going to be. Yeah, I don't know if that's what's going to happen with the Bears, if they're going to play their starters as well, too. I say yes, because you do need as much reps. Start getting that offense clicking. because the season's going to come up here soon, and you do want to make sure that he is going to be well and ready when it comes time against Tennessee. But I'm excited, and the defense looks good. The defense is looking good right now. I like what I'm saying from all ends. So I think that that rookie that we got, he got like 2.5 sacks in this game.
Oh, Austin Booker, yeah,
Austin Booker. So overall, it was a huge win against a good team. Obviously, they only played like a couple snaps with the first starter, so it's not like hey, we are going to the Super Bowl type of thing. But I'm just excited. Like I think the offense looked really good, defense looked really good as well too. But yes, Peter, just kind of taking back what you're saying is that we do need to fix a couple things. We do need to tweak things, and that's why we have preseason games. We have to try to figure it out. So
I know Gas Money Bob's in the comments. Jason, you're also a big guy. Torrey Taylor looked good. He looked like a weapon. 2 punts. One of them was like blowing cover. Like it was very, very good punts. Like one of them, there was a big return, but it wasn't his fault. Like you just got to tackle the guy. But the 2 punts that I saw, they look great. So I'm like, and the more you hear like, Mark Harmon, Adam Hogue, and all the guys from CHGO talk about whenever they go to training camp, he's gonna be paying like special teams, man. Special teams is a part of this fucking league, and the better they are, it's gonna be awesome. So yeah.
The one thing too, Johnny, you were talking about the defense, and like they held the first team for Buffalo and Josh Allen in check for the most part. They didn't have Montez, they didn't have Tyreek Stevens playing, they didn't have Jalen. Like they did a lot of the veterans guys got the first game off. Keenan Allen didn't play, so who knows what also would have happened. Maybe there would have been a touchdown or something if Keenan was playing. But the one thing I did like was in watching Shane Waldron. Okay, number one, a lot more rollouts and bootlegs, right? That's great to see. We've been saying that the Bears need to do more of that with Justin Fields, and Luke Getsy was like adamant about like not doing that with him with his speed. And the way that Caleb just throws on the run, throws across his body, even like and still with accuracy and speed and zip on the ball is fucking awesome to watch. But one of my takeaways too is when he had that scramble, like he immediately saw with the cover 2 and they dropped and he had the open, and he immediately just read that correctly right away. And he even in this press conference like broke that down, which was cool that it wasn't just like, oh yeah, the coverage, like the pocket collapsed and I just took off. He recognized what was going on and just immediately took off. The shovel play to DeAndre Swift, where we've seen that a million times before, right? From against the Bears. So like he sees the pocket collapse and immediately doesn't take the sack, gets it to DeAndre for 42 yards. Like that's awesome to see that with the shitty offensive line, not having Nate Davis, not having Tevin Jenkins, like that he did not take a sack. And that's what you want, right? He got out, he evaded pressure, he stepped in the pocket, he ran when he had to, and it's great. Oh, and that was against Buffalo's first team. Now, granted, Buffalo's defense probably isn't the same as it was the past couple years, but that's his first real action for game day action in the NFL, and it's what as good as you could possibly get, minus the red zone stuff. Yes, that wasn't necessary on him when you're calling 3 running plays. You kind of want to, you hope that Herbert would have got that, instead of getting, a loss on the yards on 3rd and 1. But I would have liked to see, him pass more in the red zone. But maybe they were working on some stuff. But that's what we want to see. More of that, more of the Bears porn, more of trips to the red zone. Don't just settle for field goals. Let's punch it in. You got the big body guys. Let's just toss the ball for grabs in the corner of the end zone and let Roman Keenan go get it.
Hand up on when you saw Williams slide for the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, these slides,
I'm shell shocked by the slides.
Yeah.
So I got a meathead question for you guys because it was announced this week. Are you nervous at all that Caleb Williams is on the Tom Brady TB12 diet? Which basically means no fun, no anything. And we live in Chicago. We just had a tailgate with its sausages and beefs and hot dogs. And, like, obviously, you don't want your star athlete eating like junk. But the fact that he's like doing the pink Himalayan salt and all that, like no tomatoes stuff that Tom Brady, if it leads to Tom Brady results, yeah, maybe I'll be happy with it. But for now, I'm like, I don't know if this really helps any, like, especially in Chicago. The only two other like vegan athletes that I remember is Justin Fields, didn't help him much, and then Carlos Boozer, which was he was whatever on the Bulls.
Whatever keeps you healthy and on the field, right? I mean, we see what happened with the White Sox all the time when they're soft tissue. Okay, maybe all the White Sox need the TB12 diet. Maybe maybe they need that. Maybe Nate Davis needs that too, because he's got soft tissue. Like, where the fuck's he? Like,
Nate Davis.
Now they're talking he's missing multiple weeks. He might not play the start of the season. So I don't know with him, but
it's the Eloy
maybe
effect.
he needs it. Yeah. So any other takeaways from the Bears' first preseason game? I didn't get a chance to watch if Brett Rippon was still, the next quarterback god.
I checked out after the ones were gone. I mean, we had the tailgate, and then I ended up rewatching it on Sunday. But again, I didn't watch the whole goddamn thing. I was like, as soon as the ones are gone, I'm done.
Yeah. So interesting to see if the Bengals actually play the ones on defense for preseason game 2.
I don't think they are.
I know the starters weren't, or on the offensive side. I didn't know about the defensive side.
I think it's both. That was going to be my question. Is I know they need reps, and I know this offense, it would benefit for them to play. But say they are going against 2s and 3s, how much does that really benefit? And how long would you play Caleb in the second game? Because I'm okay with another 2 drives, maybe 3 tops.
Yeah,
I think maybe a quarter.
I would think so too. I don't think you need to play him. Like, if he's going to play 2s and 3s, like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm
but
saying.
But I would still get it. Like, I mean, I don't know if they'll do 3 series with him, or just kind of finish the first quarter and then just take him out after that. Because I would assume because they have a quick turnaround, right? Don't they have like a Thursday night game with the Chiefs or something like that, or they have something real quick in the preseason? I think right after that.
This
game.
Hall of Fame game threw my whole schedule out the window. Like, especially, early bum of the week, the preseason Saturday games. I know it's just preseason. I don't like it. I don't like watching my pro sports on Saturday. I want it Sunday at noon.
Yeah, that's why college football's coming back in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So, or next week, whatever. I think in 2 weeks, right? So, yes, he will get them red zone TDs. I see it coming.
Book it.
Okay, so we got one more fantasy. We got football to talk about, and it's fantasy football this time. We're not going to talk about our fantasy teams because no one wants to hear about our fantasy teams. But if you want help with your fantasy team, next week it's our annual Fantasy Football Spectacular show featuring John Dabari from Dynasty Football. He's going to be breaking down everything for fantasy for all your questions and everything. So we have our topics that we're going to go over, but feel free to submit your questions live during the chat, or we'll have a tweet out there for pre-questions as well. But if you need help with drafting and everything, we're doing our annual fantasy football show next week with John Dabari. So can't wait to see everyone for that. But the Bums, we have our own fantasy league going now, and it's the 4 of us with Dougie, but it's also the wives. So Julie and Sarah, and then we got Praz and John and Joey P and Aaron. So yeah, got that, but we got 10 people and we got a 12-team league. So what are we going to do, Peter?
We're going to let somebody beat the Bums. I think that's the title of the fantasy league, Beat the Bums. So if you're interested in joining our fantasy league, we're going to hammer out all the details about prizes and what you win. We think we're going to do prizes for the top 3, even though there's 2 outsiders playing. But if you beat the Bums, I think we're gonna do maybe a little whiskey, maybe a Chicago sports game of your choosing, to where like you go to a game with the Bums or something like that. But we're gonna raffle off 2 of the entries, if you will. So if you want to sign up, watch the fantasy football show on Monday with John DeBari, because he's awesome. I mean, he's been doing it 2-3 years now with us, and he knows his stuff inside and out, and he's helped me along the way plenty. So watch the show. We're gonna tell you how you're gonna be able to win while watching the show, and then we're gonna raffle off 2 entries at the end of the show.
Yes, that is going to be. There's going to be we're thinking some kind of buy-in to get to the raffle, but we'll have 2
it's
slots.
Got to be like a super chat type of deal, or something. Like that.
But we were talking pre-show, and maybe we can get some listener feedback as well. We were trying to figure out what would be good prize to, if you're able to beat the Bums. Like now, obviously we could. A cash prize is probably the easiest thing, but we were trying to think something different, like nice bottle of bourbon, or you get to go to a Sox game next season with the Bums,
or a Hawks game, or a Bulls.
Yeah,
like it's something like we're the Chicago Sports Bums, so like a sporting event with the Bums or something like that, where you win tickets or something. So if you have any ideas in the comments, we got 1 week to hammer this out, but we are gonna hammer it out.
Yeah. So if you think you got what it takes to beat us in fantasy football when we have the experts and all that good stuff, we're up to the challenge. We're pretty good in our fantasy league. We don't do anything too crazy with the rules or anything like that. We're pretty.
I want this as a stipulation. This is the best one so far. Jason will go and sing at your birthday party in a clown outfit, dressed like Jerry Reinsdorf. We got to make that happen.
He's not going to do that. He didn't want to dress up in that Kiss makeup.
Oh yeah, he hasn't painted his face yet, and that's why the all of our Chicago sports team stinks, because we got the face paint curse ever since our Kiss episode.
You know what? That should be the John's in the league. That should be what you do if you come in last.
Yes, The last person in this league has to go to a game or something dressed like Jerry the Clown. You dress like Jerry Reinsdorf in like an old 70s windbreaker golf polo or something, and you put a clown nose on.
If he's alive.
No.
It doesn't matter. But you can't Halloween, you can't dress up as people that are passed away.
Well, is it the hashtag too soon?
It won't be too soon for Jerry. I'll put that
out. All right, so get ready. We'll get some more details on it. But John's already volunteering me to go get dressed up. So, fantasy football soon. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Let's pay some bills.
Got it.
The original Chickies Beef and Chickies Banquet is a proud sponsor of the BumCast. Stop by Chickies and try their famous Italian beef sandwich. They take thinly sliced roast beef, dunk it in au jus, and pile it high on a perfectly toasted French roll. Don't be afraid to get a little fancy with your beef. Instead of just taking a bite, why not dip the ends in some delicious au jus, or spoon it over the bread for an extra burst of flavor. And make sure it always gets topped with sweet roasted peppers and tangy spicy giardiniera. It's seriously the only condiments you'll ever need. Come by and give it a try. And don't forget, every Monday, Chickies host their car and motorcycle show from 5 p.m. till dusk, located in the west parking lot of Chickies. Bring the whole family. Admission is free to spectators and participants. For dine-in, carry-out, drive-thru, and delivery, it's Chickies Beef, 4152 Roosevelt Road in Hillside, or find them on the web at www.chickiesbeef.com. Brian, I am talking about getting fancy with my beef.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to be fancy with beef?
Right.
Beef sandwiches.
I know. Oh. Talk about Uncle Beef.
It could be Uncle Beef too. It's actually, is he still podcasting? We're going head to head with Uncle Beef today.
Head to head with Beef? No, he is he is still live right now according to my phone. So
all right. Well, we gotta win the ratings wars. This is Monday Night Nitro versus Monday Night Raw. Johnny, take your shirt off.
What the hell? You take your shirt. People told you to unbutton your shirt. You kept on unbuttoning the nerd pocket.
That's because we didn't get super chatted. We didn't get super chats for the. It was $5. It was $5. It was $5 a button. So that's not on Peter. That's the listeners for not wanting to see it.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you. I was unbuttoning the buttons in order. I wasn't.
But how do you think Vince won? He just did TNA all the time. He had the bikini contest with Sable and all the other. I forgot who else was. Trish Stratus and Mickey James.
The other one? The cat? Wasn't there like a cat lady?
Sable?
Like, no, she. Brian S is in the comments. He'll figure it out. There's like a cat person. I don't know. Either way, we got to win this ratings war.
Anyways.
Puppies. Johnny, show your puppies. Puppies. All right. I'm going to do some quick Olympic wrap-up talk here. So it was okay. So the U.S. finished tied with China for 40 gold medals. So that was the most between the two countries. But we did come ahead 126-91. So we did win the medal count. We actually did more than we did in the last Olympics. So I think we did 113 during Tokyo, and then Rio last year we did 121. So that's 126. That's a lot of medals. But look, China did good with a lot of their golds. But if you take away diving and table tennis and badminton and some of those other weird ass events,
the pretend sports,
they don't got shit. Yeah, they don't got shit, man.
Tell them, Jay.
We're dominating. But I think the big thing was it was good to see the women and the men both win golds in basketball.
Yes.
But the volleyball teams were a big disappointment this year, especially women's beach volleyball. They didn't play for a medal. They got knocked out early. So did the men. Beach volleyball, big disappointment. The swimming was probably one of the biggest disappointments on the men's side because they only had one individual gold medal for the men. The women were carrying all of Team USA. They actually accounted for 65% of so 67 out of 123 medals were earned by the women's team. So many to step it up because the swimming was bad.
Sorry to interrupt. I saw Michael Phelps on NBC saying how they mismanaged the swimming, or he was mad about even the lead ups to the Olympics. And I don't know dick about swimming or Olympic swimming, but the fact that you got Michael Phelps out there, complaining about whether it's the preparation or anything else they did, that's probably a big indictment.
Yeah. The one thing I also want to bum as well is some of these athletes from other countries who, okay, so the French swimmer, right? The guy who was super awesome, Leon Marchand.
Okay.
He was the big guy for the big swimmer for the French team, won a lot of medals. He came here to get trained at Arizona State by Michael Phelps's coach. He comes and lives in America, gets better at his craft, and then goes and then splits it, hightails it back to France. Bum. US made you fucking made you famous. We made you a star. We made you a star, and then you took your fucking ball and went home. When you owe it to Michael Phelps's coach and all this training you did here for that.
I'm gonna time out for just 1 second, because if we're going down this road, U.S. soccer ain't gonna be worth a shit ever, because the only reason they're in the top, they're top 15 right now in FIFA, is because all of these kids from the United States are going to train in England and Italy and Spain and Germany, and that's just how it works. We stink at soccer, go play soccer where it's good. And if it's good over here, then everyone's gonna come over here. But if we're gonna play this game, I like it, Jay, because you're mad, and whatever, that French guy won. But I need this soccer team to be worth a damn, and I need the Manchester Uniteds and Chelseas and Barcelonas and AC Milans of the world to train these white folk.
Yeah, I guess I was just pissed off because like we saw what Michael Phelps did after all those years, and then we just got routed in the men's side of the swimming events, and mostly by him because he won 4 gold medals and a bronze, and that was like, oh fuck, like yeah, Michael Phelps guy did all that, and then there was a another guy, Mondo
Duplantis,
yeah,
the pole
yes.
vaulter.
Yes, he has every single world record for pole vaulting. He even broke his own world record at this. He has dual citizenship, and he decided to go for Sweden. He was born here and lives here, but he does the dual citizenship, and he did. I was like, you motherfucker! Like that could have been all America's records right there, more golds for us. But whatever. He chose to do that. It's his right. But I'm greedy when it comes. I want us to just fucking dominate every country.
No, but we had the Bums Happy Hour on Friday, and we talked a little bit about the breakdancing, and we're going to talk about it a little later too. Tease. But that's how you and Johnny are going to get into the Olympics in breakdancing. Is you're going to have to go to like wherever, maybe like a relative, maybe a Puerto Rican passport for Johnny, and Jason maybe somewhere, wherever you could find like a great grandpa, and we're going to put you both in breakdancing for other countries, because I don't think you're going to beat the American break dancers. But I'll beat
the Australias.
The Australias you'll beat 1 second. I've seen it happen. So we got to get you some passports, and we're going to get you to breakdancing. Although I think they got rid of breakdancing for the LA Olympics.
I don't know why. I don't know why they would, because you're in LA. Even though like it really originated in New York. It's also, I don't know. I'll talk about it later. I'll talk about it later.
It was bad, but it was almost so bad. You got to kind of have to keep it because of all the clicks and views and page views. And like, it went super viral. They announced they got rid of breakdancing. Maybe bring it back so we can all laugh.
Yeah. The memes from that one were that made the rest of my weekend watching.
They had a ton of them, like the ones with the Karate Kid, and I just recently saw one with Dr. Zayas from The Simpsons, breakdancing as well. Did you see that one?
Yeah, there's been a million of them.
They had so much. Yeah,
they've also done the Peter Griffin, the din, 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 din. I'm like, they're all good. Yeah, 2016 Olympics in Chicago would have been interesting. Traffic. I complain about traffic too much to care about the Olympics in Chicago. Like, I barely want to go to a Fire or Bears game at Soldier Field. I don't think I'm going to travel for ping pong.
No. Well, how do you think the traffic's going to be in LA?
Yeah,
that's going to be 10 times worse. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, they need monorails or something.
Monorail.
Is there a chance the track could bend?
All right, we got a question of the week is related to
Johnny. Yes, so go ahead. We're gonna keep the Olympics talk with the question of the week. So here we go.
Yeah. So in LA, they're gonna be coming out with they're coming out with some new sports and bringing back some sports that were in the Olympics before. I got a list over here. Baseball and softball, which is coming back. Baseball used to be an Olympic sport. Flag football is a new one. I wish Joel was still playing. Shout out to my cousin Joel. I wish he was still playing. He could have probably been an Olympic athlete in that sport. Lacrosse and cricket. So my question of the week, and it could be as silly as you want it to be, is that what sport would you want to add onto the Olympics? It could be, like I said, it could be a silly sport that's not even a sport, or it could be something that, it is considered a sport in a sense, or sports activity, or whatever you want to call it, that should be in the Olympics. So, all right, Jason, go start.
My first immediate was darts needs to be an Olympic event.
You broke up.
I said darts needs to be an Olympic event.
Hell yeah. Yes. Hell yes.
Yeah. And they need to get the announcer from the Dart League. And then every time you go 180, you get that guy, and then just have him do all the Olympic dart coverage. Like, darts would be a good game, good sport to have. I think we do pretty well. Maybe maybe England would be pretty
Yeah,
well.
I think
Ireland
like
would be.
England, Ireland, Scotland, all
Yeah.
like they're very good at darts.
Yeah, I think that would be some good. Because we have to pick events that China's not good at. So, okay,
Oh,
like
you know what? Time out. Again.
no tabletop games.
If you're doing darts, I want to make sure you put in the rules because now I'm putting you as commissioner, Jason. You can't have any of those aiming bullshits that like they were doing for the guns. Or like some people were looking like they were going to like the eye doctor with like a bunch of circles and different things for their gun. You can't have that for darts. You just got to go, raw dog it.
That's right. And then the other one off the top of my head would be bags. Let's get cornhole. There's professional cornhole leagues on ESPN2 all the time. Let's get cornhole as an Olympic event.
I like that. I like both of those answers are very, very good. Brian S says bowling. Bowling would be a good Olympic sport, especially for America. Power slap, not so much, but maybe it's better than judo. Have you seen judo? I tried watching a little bit of it. It's like it's like that meme of the two karate kids like fighting with like their thing. They're just trying to kick each other, but like they miss a bunch of times. Judo was kind of weird. No.
Yes.
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo.
No, yeah. Judo's good. Judo's like the throwing and the.
Yeah, so you got to take them down. The Taekwondo, you have to kick them like in the torso and the head to like get a point. And it's
that sports.
You're just like yeah. What do you got, Peter?
All right, so I got a couple. Obviously, golf was like introduced into the Olympics just recently. Scotty Scheffler won this year, and it's been good. It's been good golf. So I'm adding two variations onto that. Frisbee golf as an Olympic sport, because if you're going to be golfing, you might as well be chucking some Frisbee golfs in there. And maybe, who was that? Lucas Giolito was the one that like was really into Frisbee golf, or
I think it was Dylan Cease.
Oh yeah, Dylan Cease. I'm sorry. Yeah, Dylan Cease. And the other one is foot golf. As a soccer fan, have you seen more?
Oh, that's just insane, dude.
Yeah, I saw
that's like peak athlete right there, dude.
So soccer golf or foot golf, if you will. It's been interesting. They've been showing it on like ESPN2 like really late at night, and I've been kind of into it.
I see it on Comcast Sports at night too. Yeah, that shit's insane, dude. For those who don't know, it's basically volleyball with your feet, your chest, and your head.
Oh no, yeah, I'm adding that one too. No, the one I'm talking about is golf, but you kick it into a soccer ball sized hole. Yeah, but that one's crazy too. That one should be the Brazilians are gonna win that one, but I like that one as well. Yeah, it's basically like soccer volleyball, the one you're talking about. Yes. And then my last one, this is a bit that not stealing from Trevor Noah, but I'm adapting. So Trevor Noah has this bit about the Olympics that like he doesn't understand why there's so many different variations of swimming. There's already the fastest swimming, like the normal freestyle swimming.
Yep.
There's no reason for you to do butterfly and breaststroke and backstroke. It's just slower versions of that sport. But it made me think, we already have the 100-meter dash, 200, 400. Keep those exact sports, but run them backwards. So you got to backpedal the whole way. Because if you have backstroke, you might as well just run backwards. I'd watch that. Can you imagine the tumbles?
That would be funny.
So run backwards 200, 100, 200, 400. I don't want to see anything more than a lap. So
okay, let's just get crazy. Let's just throw backwards hurdles in it now, right? You got to jump backwards.
Holy shit. Yeah, okay. I'm in. But yeah, those are my sports.
So I did like Brian's idea of bowling. Jason, I have bags on here as well too. Pool, I think it would be another good one. That if it
yes,
pool
like billiards,
yeah.
Oh, okay,
billiards would be a good one. I got a lot of silly ones, and they're not even sports, but it should be some sort of Olympic event. And imagine the sponsors of Budweiser or Bud Lights or Miller Lights. Give me some Flippy Cup. Give me some Flippy Cup. Let's start making this even more interesting. Let's do some beer pong. Let's get the beer pong going. Let's try to do that. I have the most silliest one, and this is probably not going to even fly for anything, but it's just because I had a lot of groceries today. how many grocery bags you could
Yes,
carry to go upstairs.
yes, we've been talking about this. The one
How
trip
many-
challenge.
How much can you take on one trip?
Hell yes. That's almost like a world's strongest man kind of competition in the Olympics. We got a
Okay,
couple
so now we
good
got
ones.
arm wrestling.
Yeah, arm wrestling.
Arm
good.
wrestling, yeah.
Eating contest for the Olympics might be interesting. And then this one from Joey P, I kind of want just to see who's the strongest country. Get your burliest dudes and your burliest women, and let's see who could freaking pull a rope the best.
They actually used to be an Olympic event 100 years ago. So in the early 1900s, that was one of the original Summer Olympic events was tug of war.
I like it. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Capture the flag would be good. Capture the flag. You just get like all of the I want Tyreek Hill and I was gonna say Devin Hester, but like all of the best Jalen Ramsey. Give me a capture the flag team of that. That would be good.
I just think if you're going to make the Olympics more interesting, I mean, yeah, they brought in breakdancing. Who knows if they do any of this stuff in the future? Like, I think that would be something that would be interesting for more people, a lot more younger audience. I know there is an audience for the Olympics, so I know it's never going to die. But I'm just saying that if you want to even bring more of an audience, bring all this other sports. I think like darts is a good one. Bags is definitely a good one. So I just think mix it up, change it up. Like, I some of these, like how you said, judo was terrible. Like I said, even the breakdancing one was terrible as well too. Mix it up, see what else is out there. Obviously, they're bringing new sports in.
Surfing was new.
Yeah,
surfing was new. I like Mailman Jack's Red Rover. Could you imagine the size of those fucking guys and girl on the line?
Yeah.
Those would be like the mountain. Like every mountain, like the mountain from Game of Thrones, just holding on and everything. That would be
people.
Yeah, I do like Gordo put dodgeball in there. I like that.
Would be good. I want to talk about Brian S. and paintball. There's already a lot of political divisiveness when it comes to the Olympics. Like Russia wasn't allowed and things like that. I like the paintball idea and just make it just bring your armies. Like get your 10 best soldiers from each country and go paintball, and we really see who's the big swinging dick in the world.
Yeah. Hey, maybe that would stop a few wars if you just get it out of your system, right?
Yeah, just get it out of your system. Yes. Yes. I like that. Now we're solving world peace on the BumCast via paintball in the Olympics. I like that.
Joey P says American Gladiator events. I think I read somewhere that in the heptathlon or the modern pentathlon, one of those, they're going to replace the horses with the obstacle course.
I like that. This one we've gone too far, so we're gonna have to switch subject now. But I am gonna tell a story because I was proud. Johnny, you've talked a lot about you've been proud of Avery and you MV beat her, on a couple of podcasts. I got home from work today and Julie was like, "Do you want to know what Scarlett did today?" And I'm like, "All right." She found an Amazon box, farted in it, and closed it. and then Julie asked her, "Why'd you do that?" She's like, "I just wanted to see what would happen." And I'm like, "That's my daughter, baby."
Oh shit! All right, yeah. So I think we should do that as a tweet question for tomorrow and see what events that people would like. What sports would you like to add as Olympics? All right. Before we move on to some fun nonsense stuff, we got one more bill to pay, and that's for our own stuff. Big Cartel is the official home of Chicago Sports Bums merch. Help support your favorite podcast by buying a couple 2-3 shirts. We got socks, bears, hawks, and bum branded threads, and all of our shirts are unisex sizes. Remember, all the proceeds go back directly into our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates that keeps them free for everyone. And keep an eye out for new shirts coming very soon. So visit shysportsbums.bigcartel.com today.
That shirt looks good. The better they look in the preseason, the more excited I am about the possibilities of people buying that shirt because they're weapons, baby. All of those guys are weapons.
Yep. All right. So we got a little fun little nonsense topic here, but it might get some heated debates here. So we'll know. So Peter, kick it off here.
Yeah. So Johnny, you text this to the group. It was like almost a week ago. So Barstool Chief had this tweet out there, and I saw this tweet live when he sent it, and it got me down a rabbit hole that night. And then when you posted in the morning, I'm like, oh yeah, let's talk about this on the podcast. So he said, I saw this TikTok for a different city. Chicago's so hard to do. Top 10 athletes since 2000. So hard to place Rose and the Cubs with such short stints. So then this is his list. So it's 1 Kane, 2 Urlacher, 3 Taves, 4 Keith, 5 Rose, Chris Bryant, Rizzo, Hester, Lester, and Arrieta. And then
I wonder what sports he watches.
I don't feel good about this list already. I said we had nitpicks on it. Immediately, it's just too much Cubs. For as long as the drought was that the Cubs won the World Series, there's no way all of these guys should be on this list for the best athletes since 2000. Because he mentioned it. It's such a short stint. So I was like, all right, let's just do our own list. Don't talk about them. I'll put them on a slideshow, and then we can go like back and forth about it. So Jason, you were the first one that sent me.
Yeah, and then before you switch to my we did not power rank these, correct? I did not power rank mine.
No, and this was going to be my first nitpick on you guys. You and Johnny both didn't power rank them. You said you weren't going to do it, and then Johnny said it's too hard to do. That's the whole point of this thing, you pussies. Like, you got to power rank the best athletes in Chicago. That's what makes things hard. You just can't pick your 10 favorite and then go about it. Like, I want you to name names.
Name. Well, I do have my 10 names here. So I got Burley and Konerko from the Sox on there. Urlacher, Hester, Kane, Taves, Aramis Ramirez, because he always fucked the Sox when they played against him.
Did.
You know, and he was a good hitter for the Cubs too. I think people look at the 16 roster for the championship roster and then the years before, but Aramis was like probably the biggest Cubs guy before that. Then Keith, Briggs, and Abreu. I think like if I had to power rank like best athlete, I probably put Kane up top, and then with Hester, and then Urlacher, Briggs. I mean, I think Burley would probably be the number 10 just because of, baseball guys don't really stay in shape. Konerko's slow as shit. Abreu's slow as shit, So I probably put all the Hawks and the Bears up top.
I don't think it's meant as like actual athlete, but just like best players or more valuable players to their teams at the time.
Yeah. No, I'm happy with my list. I didn't pick any Bulls just because they've sucked for the past 20 years, and besides for a couple years with D Rose, but because of his injury history, I don't think I couldn't put him on here. And same thing with the Cubs. Like he put he had like Brian and Rizzo and all, like they were injured way too much. Yeah. Like and they left. So I couldn't really self-consciously put any of those guys for the Cubs. That's why but I thought Aramis was probably the best Cubs player of this century, I guess.
That's interesting. I'm not sure. I mean, you'll see my list. I do have one Cub on there. It wasn't Aramis, but I do think he was very good. And then Joey P says it was Toes. Toes truck. Toes. All right, Johnny. Here's another one. Not in any order, but you should have put it in order.
Whatever, man. So I'm gonna go with Urlacher, one of the best linebackers I've ever seen play, other than Ray Lewis as well too. Present day, obviously Patrick Kane, MVP, won 3 Stanley Cups. Abreu always was hitting close to 300, he was like at one point he was in like over 20 home runs, 100 RBIs like almost every single year, and he won an MVP as well too. Marian Hossa, I would say probably one of the best pickups that Chicago has ever had, was part of that 3-time Stanley Cup champions, and was just always held the puck, always was a dominant player. Jake Arrieta, as much as we're all Sox fans and all that, I gotta admit, man, Jake Arrieta during the time span was just dominant pitcher for the Cubs. I think he threw a no hitter as well too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Perfect
Yeah.
game. So I mean, he was just dominant. I mean, nobody could touch him. So, same person with that nobody could touch him was Devin Hester.
Literally, no one can touch him.
Literally could nobody touch him, and he was just a special. It's rare for the Hall of Fame to pick a special teams player, let alone like a kick returner, punt returner. And Hester was that guy. I mean, there was no way that you could not pick him because he was just incredible. Derrick Rose, former MVP, sucks that he had he got injured because I think he could have probably got another MVP. I mean, who would have known what the Bulls would have been in that season where he got injured, because they were one of the top teams in that league at the time.
Yeah.
And it just sucks that he got injured. Peanut Tillman. I mean, what more can you say about Peanut Tillman? The peanut punch. I mean, that was like the biggest thing. I remember that one time where he took that ball away from Randy Moss as well too. And I think it was like a Tennessee game where he was just absolutely nuts. He was just punching the ball of every single player. But I would put Peanut Tillman on there. And then finally, I can't even see here. Oh, finally is Jonathan Taze. I think a lot of us all agree that part of that, 3 Stanley Cup champions. So Captain Serious.
I do like Mailman Jack said Zambrano had a better body of work. Of all the Cubs, I don't want to give him too much credit, but I did like Carlos Zambrano. I think he was fiery. I think he was a really good pitcher. He had that press conference. Me and you, Johnny, we've said this quote forever, but whenever he said, "We stinks." But yeah, so I did power rank mine. And this was tough. So I think best American hockey player of all time, Patrick Kane. I think that's an easy. Would you consider it a consensus 1-1?
Yeah, I would put Patrick Kane on top.
Yeah, so I put Kane and Taze on top because I don't think you could have one without the other. It's a Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen situation. You needed both of those to win all those cups. And so I had them 1-2. I had Brian Urlacher 3. Mark Burley is my favorite White Sox of, the last 24 years or whatever. So I put him 4. Derrick Rose, while short, I think his peak was as high as anybody in the city. When he was, that MVP season, when he's doing the shoulder shrug and beating LeBron James, that was about as fun as I could remember a Bulls team since the 90s Bulls. His peak was so high that I had to put him on the list. Hester was must watch. Duncan Keith is a big reason of all those championships. And then I got Jose Abreu. And this is where I said I had the rabbit hole. I went through Baseball Reference and a couple of other things, and I saw people arguing online in Chiefs tweet in real time about Konerko and Jose Abreu. And if you go and look at their stats, they're very, very similar. Konerko had better stats because he played longer in Major League Baseball, where Abreu, played in Cuba for all those years. So where his Major League Baseball career was cut shorter. So I had to pick between the two because I wanted to put one of them on the list. And in the end of the day, I think I went with Jose Abreu. And people could argue that, maybe they would have picked Paulie, but I think I liked Jose Abreu. Paulie was awesome. He was on a much better teams. Jose Abreu put up all these stats on a bunch of dog shit White Sox teams. So I got Abreu 8. The lone Cub on the list is John Lester because I thought his signing was one of the big, it's almost like the Marian Hossa thing for the Blackhawks, where they got John Lester and they became a serious contender. And, he was just nails, dude. Whenever you need a big Arrieta was more of a flash in the pan. He had those 2 really hot seasons. And John Lester, although his career was shorter in Chicago, had a better career. And then the last one is Mallory Swanson, the only guy that out of the 3 that had a woman on this team, on this list. So thank you to me, credit to me, pat myself on the back. But Mallory Swanson is 26 years old. She's on the Chicago Red Stars. She debuted with the women's national team at 17. She's won a Women's World Cup. She scored the game-winning goal in the Olympics this year. So she's got a gold medal and a Women's World Cup. She hasn't done it in Chicago because the Red Stars are not that good, but she's the best soccer player in the city, and she's probably the best soccer player in the country. And I'm including Christian Pulisic in this. When she's healthy, she's the best soccer player for the United States.
There's that word again.
When healthy. I mean, that happens to all of Chicago, right? We could have talked with Derrick Rose and this and that. She had a patella tendon injury last year, so she just came back. She missed like 15 months, but when healthy, she is awesome and much better than her husband, Dansby Swanson.
Yes. All right, so there's our lists. Yeah, I think we did better than Chief.
I think we did do too many Cubs for Chiefs list.
Yeah, we can tell he doesn't watch any other sports besides hockey and Cubs baseball.
Yeah, which is fine. It's biased. I mean, we had a couple White Sox that maybe could have not have been on the list, but yeah.
One thing before we get to our bums and MVBs, one thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show, our June or August super chat raffle. So every dollar you tip us is a entry into the raffle. This month we got some more Chickies Beef gift cards. We got this beautiful shirt that I am wearing. We got the short sleeve hoodie pullover that was a giveaway a couple weeks ago, and then the Hawk Harrelson, the Hawk Solo bobblehead. So thank you anyone who's entered the raffle so far. We appreciate you as well, and good luck to everyone. We got halfway through the month, so we got a lot of chances to win. So thank you, everyone.
Hey, what's going on with this?
Yo.
It says, "Damn, Jason yawned 3 times while my man's is speaking."
Man, I've told you the weekend kicked my ass. You know, I need to.
As soon as I talk soccer, he starts yawning.
That is true too. That does put me to sleep. But no,
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
Bum.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I hit the button.
That's okay. I deserved it. I yawned during your talk. Hold on, real quick. Just one quick get to super chat.
Hell yeah, Rob.
Yeah, thank you. Super sticker. Appreciate that.
He said he did not mean to send a weird emoji. Send all of the weird emojis.
Yeah.
No big deal. We appreciate the super chat.
All right, now let's get to it. All right, get to our listener. What a bum MVBs. Jeff starting us off here. MVB. Dos Can Socks for not giving the security guard to sell the team sign. Yep. That we'll talk about that a little later too. But that. What? Go ahead, Peter.
No, yeah, I've got the context to his tweet in the next slide. But read his bum, and then we'll show the context for people that don't know.
Bum, Jerry Reinsdorf for being the sole reason why Sell the Team signs will continue to be brought into the ballpark. # Sell the Team Jerry.
So what happened was Dos Can Socks, a good friend of the 108. I believe he's friends with Beefloaf and Chirizi. He also went up against my wife in the 108 tournament last year, but he brought the Sell the Team sign, and there's pictures, and you could go through Twitter and find like his side of the story, which is the right side of the story. He brought his Sell the Team sign. He did not give it. Like, they tried to take it away from him. They called him like a jag-off, which was interesting for a security guard to call him a jag-off. They're like, okay, he brought a Sell the Team sign. It's not that big of a deal. But they tried to take it away from him, and he did not. They did not win. He kept it. So credit to him.
Yeah. Fucking Jerry. He probably knows that he's probably called him a jag because he probably knows once Jerry's gone, all the fucking lazy ass security guards are all fired.
Yeah, they're gonna hire actual competent people.
Yeah. Gordo, bum of the week. Me for telling me to chase down Mr. PTO, aka Dougie, to claim my gift card. I wasn't trying to be a fucking bum. I didn't have him. I was trying to point him in the right direction to get his gift card that he won, because Dougie gets the stuff, and then it's
You're like Jason. You're like when I'm on a phone call and I'm trying to. They give you the option of to hit 1, 2, or 3. It's basically what you did. It's like press 2 for Dougie. And Dougie's probably like, oh yeah, went straight to voicemail.
Dougie's the
gift
one who
cards
gets the gift cards from Chickies. So I don't know, Gore. Would you want me to drive all the way to Dougie's to get them to then drive them to you, or to mail them to you when Dougie's the one who's been shipping them out? So I'm trying to cut the middleman here and save some legwork. And I thought that Dougie took care of that back in June, and I apologize for that. I'll try to run a tighter ship here when it comes to passing out gift cards.
It made me laugh that he bummed of the week you, and then he called him Mr. PTO, which I love. that nickname might stick.
Yeah. MVP the Bums rolling on their tailgate. Yeah, we miss you, Gordo.
Yeah, we did miss you,
your cousin showed up. My brother showed up, and then you didn't show.
Yeah,
I might have to bum you for that one.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, King Ass bum of the week. Medication side effects kicking my ass. Yeah, that can be a son of a bitch. MVP Kayla Copper for that jolt to help the USM women's national team, basketball team, win gold. Yeah, that was clutch free throws with a couple seconds left, because then the other, I forgot her name, hit the long 2-pointer off the glass, and that would have, if she didn't make those free throws, it would have been a tie game in overtime. Who knows what happened?
Those are two really good basketball games. I was surprised at how close they both were, but it made for entertaining basketball, which I haven't watched in a long time because of the Bulls.
Yeah. All right, next up, baseball gal L, MVP, the U.S. women of the Olympics. Yep, that's what I mentioned earlier. The men just dropped the ball, especially in swimming, in track and field. The men's 4x100 relay team. They don't know how to pass a baton for some reason. They fucked it up for like the past 4 Olympics. So yeah, there's a lot of poo-poo on the men's side. So shout out to all the women who took care of America this year. And then her bum of the week, the IOC for trying to strip Jordan Childs of a bronze medal. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking bullshit that's going on with that apparently she didn't call timeout in time, or for review in time, but then there's videos showing she did. So now there's a lot of back and forth and a lot of challenges. She should definitely keep her bronze.
I got a update right before the show started. Julie sent me an article. Her
Wait, hit the breaking news.
Oh yeah, breaking news. Great, good call, Jason. We're learning on the fly. Breaking news. All right, I didn't know it was looping. I only meant to play it twice. That's our breaking news horn. Her request got denied, so she has to return the medal. And I said she shouldn't. We should go to war. Wars have been started for much less. I want the United States Olympic Committee to stand their ground. She earned that medal. It was the judges' fault. They started her with a lower score than they should have. When they appealed, they corrected it. By no means is that her fault. They say, what was it, 44 seconds or some bullshit like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. How is that her fault? That's not her fault at all.
No.
So so now this is interesting. Jay, hear me out. If they say she needs to return her medal, I want the U.S. Olympic Committee to say we're not participating in LA 2028 if we have to return that medal.
Yeah, be petty as fuck over this. I'm all for this.
No basketball, no flag football, no athletes in the United States will compete if we have to return this medal.
Yeah, I like
They can't afford to say no. The ratings, everything else. Stand your ground. Fight for this medal.
That's right. Yeah. Brewhead Luke, MVP, every single U.S. track and field athlete that dominated the Olympics. Yes, we got the 100. We got the 100. We didn't get the 200, unfortunately. We got the 400, the 1500. And then we got a bronze in the 10,000 meter. That's crazy. Usually that's a lot of the distance runners from Kenya, Ethiopia, all those. They usually win the long distance runs. And the fact that USA actually did something this this Olympics with it is fucking awesome. So, yeah, that was great. Bums Tyreek Hill saying he can beat Noah Lyles in the race. Hey, you gotta talk to shit. Let's do it. Let's make it happen now. I mean, listen, I wanted to say I'm gonna give an early, like MVB to Noah Lyles because the guy fucking ran with COVID, and he's still.
That's been proven false.
What, he didn't have COVID?
He supposedly there's videos of him that same night at a nightclub dancing like a motherfucker, like he was at fucking he was at like Tiesto or something.
Because they did show him. Sick, they didn't have him. He didn't have. He was wearing the mask like the couple days. Yeah.
He has asthma, and COVID would be a problem if he has asthma. But also, if you have COVID and you have asthma, you're not dancing like Johnny and HBIC at Zentra back in 2007. And that's the video that came out, and people are like, all right, so he was bad enough to not be able to run, but he's out there dancing. I like Noah Lyles. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he still won the 100. It was awesome. But I think there was more of almost like a LeBron injury, if you will.
Okay, well then I still want to see this race then. Put it live on someone's sponsor, put it live, and let's see who wins that. So and then Chad Ochocinco saying he can beat Grant Holloway in the hurdles again.
Yeah, let's put these all on live stream.
Dude, Grant Holloway, if you guys saw it, he fucking dominated that event. Like there was no one even close to him. Like he won that decisively. So if Ochocinco says he's going to do it, back it up.
All right,
all the motherfuckers here to back it up.
We're gonna get back to the bums and MVBs shortly, but we got some housekeeping. My man's been working, like I said, he worked 48 hours in the past day, and he's getting dragged about gift cards, and he's got receipts. So we're gonna have to find out next time. Next time Dougie's on the show, he's gonna have to come with those receipts. We could air it out live.
Yeah. Maybe I fucked up. I don't know.
Dougie might not be on the show for another 15 episodes because them pipes be breaking.
Yeah. All right. So we got Luke's next up. Little Yumper, MVB, bums for the tailgate on Saturday. Thank you. And my little guy for doing his first game on Saturday.
Yeah, that was good. Good to see him there.
Yep. Bum Jaron Duran. Yeah, we're not gonna say what he said, but
he's a bum. Yeah, we're not going to repeat what he said, but he's a bum. Yeah. If you want to look it up, what he said.
Also,
he's a bum.
Maybe have a little self-awareness if you're when you're mic'd up.
Yeah, I mean, whether or not you're mic'd up or not, maybe don't say that. But
no, I'm not saying don't. I'm not saying say it. I'm just saying like you're a fucking idiot. You're a double idiot if you don't realize at the time you're mic'd up. So
them pipes.
All right. The one who's constantly yelling at me for some reason.
You're getting a lot of heat today.
I know.
You're getting yelled at by everybody.
Shit. Fucking man. This is my birthday a couple weeks ago too. Now I get yelled at right away.
Birthday month. Get out of here.
No, I can't. No, I'm not gonna.
That's bad. That was bad.
Yeah, I'm joking. Bubble Week, the specific Cubs jersey in the 108. Yeah, that was bad. There was pictures of it too. MVB's Dougie and Maddie Fresh felt nice to not be the only photographer. Yeah, Maddie Fresh, junior correspondent at the tailgates. Now she's junior photographer. Gonna put Marge right of a job.
Yeah, no, she had some great pictures of everyone at the tailgate. There's a little more to that story because if you're interested in what the Cubs jersey said, Brian S. shared it with the world.
Yeah, your boy Dougie Fresh, no particular reason, just a hell of a fella. Yeah, he is.
We miss him.
Bum Jagbags that spend money on a Trump 45 Cubs jersey as if a Cubs jersey isn't bad enough. Distant second, Prez, his butt crack. It was far too present on Saturday night. We gotta have that plumber's crack, man.
It happens. That's just like I don't want to say perks of the job, but just a casualty of the job. But my man Prez was out there. I gotta give respect to him. He said he was gonna pop the top off, and he did. So tune in to Bums in the Bleachers with the Prazmaster and Dram Daddy, part of the Chicago Sports.
And I just love how Wasabi Nuts is just like,
oh yeah, yep. I feel bad for Wasabi Nuts. Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot.
Yep. Drew Bogues, MVB. My daughter for already getting a pound from her birth weight. Girl can eat like her daddy. I don't have kids, so I don't know if that's a good thing, Peter.
Yeah.
Johnny, is that?
Gaining weight is
Yeah.
good when you're young. Gaining weight is bad when you're me.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know how fast you're supposed to gain the weight now. So
the faster the better when you're an infant, if you will.
gotcha. Okay, good. And my son for conquering his fear of the slide. Yeah. And then Bum Jonathan Smith for his tweet against for the shoe quarterback Anthony Richardson for wearing his visor backwards during a presser. Yeah, don't wear your visor backwards.
Wear your visor backwards. Who cares? Look at this guy's tweet. I'm out on Anthony Richardson. Wearing a visor upside down and backwards doesn't exactly scream franchise quarterback. Chris Ballard, get ready to draft another quarterback next year. All because he's wearing his visor like that. This guy, I mean, I don't like using the term because it's like used way too often, but like, you know, he's got to go outside. He's got to touch a little bit of grass. Maybe get off online for a little bit. Jonathan Smith. The fact that he's screaming into the microphone, maybe we shouldn't even be giving him like a platform.
A platform.
He's got
Maybe
go to FS1.
Yeah, FS1 would be a perfect take for an FS1.
Joey P. MVB, Chef ready for its awesome Chicago style menu. Whiskey Comiskey. Yes, it was very, very tasty. And everyone who came out had a great time. Yes, we appreciate you all. Bum of the week, lack of sleep. Yep.
Yeah. Jason's yawning already.
I am. MVB, the Bum's tailgate. Good ass time. Thank you. Bum of the week, Pete Pedro Fonseca. Count your motherfucking days. Oh, shit.
For people that don't know, we have the announcement, the karaoke night. You know, we're going to be at Jack's place. We're going to do a live podcast, and then we're going to sing some karaoke. Erin was singing in Lot B post game, and she's learning what being a Chicago sports bum is really about. And it's me using any and everything I take pictures of, film, or being sent to me for content purposes. Jason, you've been the recipient of that many. Johnny too. Dougie too. Anything's fair game. So she was singing in Lot B. I got sent the video. I posted it on Instagram. And 5 minutes later, she's like, take that down. And I never take things down, but I did this time. But this is your one warning. Content is content. And I'm the TMZ of the group. If I'm filming or if I get sent something, we're posting it. So I'm sorry.
I mean, you've been posting me shaking my ass for the better part of 3 years now. So I just get a guy just shake his ass and live life in peace without having to worry about eyes and cameras on him. Jesus.
That's the ratings, baby. We got to think of the ratings. That drives in the eyeballs. People love shaking your ass, Jason.
I know.
So yeah, I got in trouble for posting her singing.
Rob, the 3D artist, MVB, the BumCast, been following for a month. Now I can't live without it. I appreciate you. Oh, I appreciate you, Rob. Thank you for being a fan. Bum of the week, Jerry Jones, CD Trade Talks. Jones saying not urgent to get a deal done. Then a few days later saying we missed his present here. That's when you know you got a fucking shit owner. Get a deal done with your number one wide receiver, man. Like, and then saying like, yeah, we have no urgency. Like, you're not being missed. And then you're being missed. Like, dude, just shut the fuck up and get a deal done. Like, you're not helping yourself every time you talk, because now, why would he just want to resign at that point? Then, just play out your deal and go somewhere else and don't have to deal with Jerry's shit anymore.
Jerry Jones has been mismanaging that team forever, so it's not a surprise. But yeah, it sucks for CeeDee Lamb because he's earned a contract. He's been awesome for the Cowboys. But this is the last tweet of the day. Mailman Jack texts me. He's helping his daughter move all day. He wasn't able to submit the final bum of the week because we always end with Mailman Jack. So we'll catch him next week. Thank you, Jack. But I saved this one because Rob's a new fan and he's been listening the last couple of weeks. We appreciate him, and I like that MVB. So
yes,
thank you.
Yes, appreciate that. All right, let's get to our bums and MVBs now. Get the show wrapped up here. Johnny, you're up.
Well, a couple MVBs. One, the United States men's basketball team and the game itself. That was a good game. I know you guys were at tailgate, and I was watching the game before I left, and it was a good game. It was everything as advertised. Francis has had a good team. They weren't backing down. What I liked about it was that um it was intense. I mean, they were going at it, whoever was teammates or whoever was friends. It's like that whole Kobe Bryant thing with Paul Gasol when he like, checked them on the very first play of the game when they were playing. Um it was just really good. It was intense. Obviously it was in France, so they had the hometown crowd and all that. So but Curry, everybody else, they all played great. Yeah, he did that. And they did well. So kudos to the men's and everybody else who won a medal. I mean, that's just something that a lot of people are not able to do is to get a medal, let alone like gold, silver, or bronze. I mean, that's still a huge accomplishment. So kudos to everybody, both men and women, who won. Um, and then my what a bum is the breakdancing itself. I had a lot to say because you guys were going back and forth with this whole thing, and I didn't see it at first. Jason, you were saying it was great. Peter said this sucks, and I didn't watch it like at first. I had to go and check back and see what was going on. Now I grew up with the whole breakdancing scene. I saw it when it first came on in New York, and it just like took off after that. Um, they made movies out of it as well too, Beach Street and Breaking Two and all that, and it was a culture, and I was excited for this. I was really excited that they were having breakdancing because I love breakdancing. If you know me closely, Peter, you guys, Jason, you know me closely, I would breakdance at any club that we were at. I would do it all the time because I just love breakdancing. Am I the best one? No. But and I'm I have no room to say anything about like, hey, I was in an Olympic sport or anything like that. But this was absolutely garbage. It was absolutely terrible. It is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen because there are a lot of good breakdancers out there. A lot. That ray gun girl from Australia had to be, and the one thing was is that she says she got a PhD in breakdancing. Whatever McDonald's school or wherever you got that from, if it was just embarrassing. There's a lot of more good breakdancers out there that should have been in that Olympics in the sport or whatever. And this is how they picked them. Like, I don't know. And like I said, whoever thought that she could break dance, I don't know how the fuck that she was able to do that. But it was definitely something that it was just embarrassing. I just thought that it was just like, what are we doing here? Who are the people who are responsible that said, hey, yeah, we like how you break dance?
She qualified. She said that she qualified from like the Australia region. I think it's funny because we did talk about and I know you wanted to talk about it, Johnny. The one thing, and I think it was Gordo on Friday during the happy hour had mentioned, and I didn't really realize it at the time. Do you think it would have changed anything if you're able to use like copyrighted music? Because they basically had to use like YouTube music for breakdancing because they couldn't use any real like any artist or anything that was like that was copyrighted.
No. So my thing is that if you're a dancer, you know how to go to the beat, regardless if it's YouTube music or not. So to me, that's I don't believe that either.
No, it doesn't change.
Yeah,
change the fact.
regardless of whatever copyright music or it isn't, you're gonna dance to the beat of the music, and you're gonna figure out how to go about it. It's like a rapper or a hip hop artist freestyling, and just start. They're just gonna start doing that. Like they don't have music or anything like that. So that's what I'm saying is that I don't even think the music was the issue as well too. Could it have been a lot better if they actually had copyrighted music in there? Yes, I agree. It would have been a little bit more better, but it is what it is. I just think that whoever was picking these break dancers,
That was bad.
it was dog shit. It was absolutely embarrassing. It was terrible. And like I said, I grew up with breakdancers, people who used to breakdance and used to do a lot better moves than what I saw. It took that breakdancing, if you want to call it sport, back. I mean, it just, I hope that actually they don't bring it back at all, because unless they have some sort of committee that truly knows, like, people who do know how to do the sport. There's little kids, there's grown-ups, there's a lot of people that can't dance, and they I don't know. Just to me, who I love dancing, it just was embarrassing, and I just thought that, they could have done a lot better with a lot of people that they picked.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Get the passports. You, Joey P, and HBIC. You can represent, Mexico, Puerto Rico, and I don't know.
Italy.
I think Joey P's Irish. Maybe get Joey P. If he has an Irish passport, he could get in with the Ireland breakdance team for sure.
Also, wait,
All
hold on. I got one more
Yep.
MVP.
Yep.
Shout out to Missy for her birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Missy.
Happy birthday, Missy. I was trying to get everybody to sing happy birthday to her at the tailgate, and she came late. So
yeah,
that's your fault.
We were looking for the microphone. We got the cookie cake ready, and Missy showed up like at 9 p.m. for a 3 p.m. tailgate.
You know what? In her defense,
happy birthday.
Yeah, in her defense, she had a lot of stuff that was going on. So I'm just kidding.
We'll celebrate her birthday next tailgate in September.
Yeah. Quick super chat from Gordo. Here's the winner of the raffle. Not getting my prize.
This is, again.
Hey, Gordo, again. Your flag will arrive when it arrives. But you will have your flag.
Time out. And now we're gonna get the reputation of not delivering on stuff. I gotta send the message to our guy White Sox Dom too, because he won the bottle of booze. And any other bottle of booze, I would just mail saying that it's olive oil. But the Evan Williams has like a thick layer of wax that I know if I mail, it's probably gonna melt. It's probably not good. I gotta deliver that bottle too. So that's hand up on me. Gordo's yelling at Dougie and HBIC. White Sox Dom, I got your bottle.
Hand up on me. I forgot to bring the other prizes to the tailgate on Saturday too. So I forgot to give Pete the jersey and.
So thank you everyone for the super chats. You'll get your stuff during Christmas.
Next year, Christmas.
Dougie's paying himself. Gordo, hope you spill bong water on your carpet.
Dougie will not be entered for the raffle.
Yeah, he will not. All right, Peter, you're up.
All right, so I got a quick MVB, and it was Jeff Bartlett's MVB, Dos Can Socks, because he brought out the sell the team sign, and he stood his ground, did not give it up. He said, "I'm not going anywhere with this sign." So it was awesome. It was a good thing that he didn't do it. The other thing I wanted to bum, and we could tie it all together because we didn't really talk about it. We didn't really talk White Sox all that much, and we don't have to. But stadium ops telling people, and this was something I saw Tina talking to somebody about on Twitter. So it's the sell the team signs that they're confiscating, but they're also not letting people in with sell the team shirts. If you go to Tina's Twitter, she had a conversation with somebody that had a sell the team t-shirt, and they did not let him in the stadium. So if we're getting this petty with this shit and we're getting directives, it's obviously coming from Jerry, right? That's the only person that would have a problem with this. That's a big problem. So my solution to all of this is to buy the Jerry the Clown shirt, because I've been in that stadium plenty, and many other people have as well. And you can still protest. Although you do want to sell the team, you could just put his face on a clown with a clown nose, and you get in no problem. So shout out to Dos Can Socks, because he had that stadium. I also thought maybe what if we just do the grassroots soccer style tifo?
Everybody shows up with the sell the show.
What if we have 30 of those things? And if I don't want to upset anybody, so we could sit in the bleachers. I don't want to sit in the 108 if it gets anybody in trouble. But I'll go sit in the left field foul pole, or somebody could be in the bleachers, and somebody could be behind home plate, and we could just have 30 of those motherfuckers. Because what are they going to do? Confiscate all of them? And if they do, we'll have 30 more. I kind of like this idea.
Cut off one head, 2 more take its place.
Exactly. Hydra. All right, and then my bum of the week, Matt Kuchar. Matt Kuchar he's been an asshole for a long time in the golf scene. The Wyndham Championship was this week. He was not in contention. He marked his ball on the 72nd hole, last hole of the tournament, because it was too dark. The options were to play in the darkness and finish one hole or come back on Monday. So he came back on Monday, and he had to, there was officials, there was groundskeeper, there's a bunch of other people. He was not in contention whatsoever. And the fact that he marked his ball and came back on Monday, he's been an asshole for a long time. And that just cements it that, there's no reason for him to do that. So bum of the week, Matt Kuchar.
Yeah, I think the Sox are actually winning 7-7.
Grady Sizemore
11-2 now. 11-2 now against the
Yes,
Yankees.
11-2, yeah.
Might have to go overtime and talk Sox being hashtag all the way back now that Grady Sizemore is manager.
Grady's boys don't quit.
Grady's boys don't quit. I like that, Johnny.
All right. My bum of the week is Disney Plus. They're raising prices on everyone, so it's going up $2 a month now. And this is after they announced the bundle that they're doing with Hulu and Max. So more money grabs. Netflix is raising prices again soon. I think next year sometime. So, damn, we're missing a lot of good stuff in the Sox game. Oh well. All right, and then my MVB. Just a quick shout out to Lil Yumper. He gave a nice, wonderful birthday gift to me and Dougie at the tailgate. So little box, custom engraving with some glassware, and just want to say thank you, Yump, for wonderful birthday gift.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yump is good people's.
Yeah. So that's my stuff for the week. Just nice, quick bum and MVP. But a little note for me as well. Tomorrow I will be on Talking Out of Your Ass with Stoop and King Ass.
Hell yeah.
King Ass and Stoop. So I'll be on there with the Ass Crew tomorrow at 7 p.m. And then I got to pull double duty with the Hard Knocks. We got After Knocks at 9 p.m. ish. So after the show, I got to go watch Hard Knocks, and then I got to jump on here and do After Knocks. We're going to be recapping and breaking down what we just watched, and hopefully it'll be some good stuff, more with maybe some polls, maybe some more defense. But yeah, we got the busy week for the Bums and busy day for me tomorrow. So
I talked about this on Friday, but Joey P obviously is the best. Love him. He pulled us out of a jam on Thursday. So thank you to Joey P from the Fonsecas.
Yep. All right. That's our show. Thanks everyone who liked, subscribed, shared. Thanks everyone who commented, who super chatted. We appreciate you all. Hopefully we'll see you all back here tomorrow at this time, about 24 hours from now, a little earlier, but for After Knocks. But until then, I'll be on at 7 o'clock and then us later. So guys, have a great night.
Deuces.
God bless the rain.